good. It's really good. What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from 416 Coffee, and this is episode 14 of Coffee with Chris. So today I'm going to show you how to make incredible coffee with any kind of pour over device. This technique, what I'm about to talk about, will work with Chemex, V60, Melitta, Wave Brewer, doesn't really matter. The reason why I'm making this is because we have sold an incredible amount of Chemexes and V60s at our cafe this past month, so I know a lot of people are getting these for Christmas. So I wanted to make this video so that everyone has something to reference when they're making coffee at home this holiday season. So for this tutorial, all you're gonna need is your brewing device, like whatever that is. If it's Chemex, if it's V60, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need your filter. You're gonna need freshly ground coffee, fine. So you're gonna grind the coffee fine, not quite espresso, maybe a notch or two away from espresso, but you do want the coffee to be very fine. That's kind of the whole point of having a nice thick paper filter, is you can grind finer, get a more complete extraction, and then you can do that without getting any kind of sandy bottoms of cups or gritty mouthfeel. So fine coffee, preferably a scale with a timer that you can sit your brewing device on top of, and a gooseneck kettle or something that you can manipulate water with so that you can pour it and have some sort of control during your pour. So what you're about to see is kind of the whole brewing process, and I'm going to jump in and out, giving you tips, tricks, explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. So the first thing I did off camera was I pre-soaked my paper filter. So you just want to do that so that the paper filter isn't absorbing any of your coffee, it's not leaving any taste in your coffee. So just give your paper filter a good pre-soak, preferably with hot water. Okay, so I fired up my scale, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 35 grams of coffee because I'm looking to brew half a liter. So 500 milliliters of coffee is going to be the end result. So I'm going to put 35 grams in because the rule of thumb for the Haitian Blue Mountain, which is what I'm brewing today, is 70 grams per liter. So 35 to half a liter. So I pour the coffee in, and then I'm going to make the James Hoffmann well. So if you don't know what it is, Google it, but I'm making the James Hoffmann well, getting ready to add my water and do a bloom. So next step, add your hot water, add exactly 35 grams of hot water. If you were doing a full liter and it was 70, you'd add 70 grams of boiling water, and give it a little swivel around, and this is going to start the bloom. This is going to prepare the coffee. So after I give it the swivel, I start my timer, and I'm going to let that bloom for 30 seconds. So once your coffee's done blooming, you can start adding your brew water. So keep adding your brew water until you reach 500 milliliters in this case. So 500 grams. So just make nice small circles, pour out a nice consistent rate, try to be going as slow as you possibly can and let it all just settle up. If you're pouring too fast and you see a lot of disturbances and things coming to the top, you're not going to get a complete extraction. You're going to get a really hollow cup of coffee. So just nice and slow, make your circles. Don't pour too close to the edge. Don't stay too close to the center. Just kind of in the middle, make your circles and go around and around. Once you've added your brew water, what you want to do is you want to take a spoon and you want to just scrape gently around the sides and get kind of all that coffee that's sticking to the sides of your filter back into the middle. The reason being is because if we let the coffee brew like that, and we don't take the coffee off the sides, that coffee up on the top is going to be very under extracted. It's not going to brew for a long time. And then kind of the coffee at the bottom is going to be over extracted in comparison. So we're just trying to get all the coffee into the center so that it can all brew equally, and we don't end up with, you know, pieces of coffee that are over extracted and pieces that are under extracted. The idea is that it all goes in the middle and brew more consistently and more evenly that way. So then at that point, just let your coffee draw down. That's all you have to do. Once all the water's in and it's brewing down and you've scraped the sides and you've kind of done your thing, just let it draw down and you have a delicious pot of coffee after that. That's really it. So the steps are very simple. The biggest thing to think about is just, you know, your grind, play with that. Because if you start going over, you know, 5 or 6 minutes of brew time, your grind might be too fine, or you're putting way too much coffee, or there's a million ors, but start with your grind. You want to stay between, you know, 4 and 5 minutes, I find seems to be a good range to stay in between with the brew time of the coffee, and that's including your bloom. So 4 to 5 minutes seems to be good. But yeah, if you're going anywhere past that, you might want to coarsen up your grind a bit. You might be grinding a little too fine. If you're going too low, you're grinding too coarse, you might be pouring too fast. So just play with your pour and your grind. Those are really the only two variables. The other things are very straightforward. I mean, your bloom, like I said, your bloom is just the exact amount of coffee you put in water. So 35 grams of coffee, I bloomed to 70 grams total. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great holiday season, and I'll see you next time.